back to Crafters TV. It's Monday afternoon. It means it's time for Monday Makers. We've got a really special show coming up for you, and we've got a bit of everything on it, which is great. We've got some dies, we've got some stamps, we've got some stencils, we've got some embossing folders. There's absolutely loads on the show for you, which is fantastic. Make sure you get yourself over to the website where you can watch and shop at the same time, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. If you want to join the conversation at any point, I am monitoring the conversation over on the Crafters TV Facebook page today, so you can pop yourself across there and keep us company as well. I can see Diane already saying, look, it's a dynamic duo. Yes, it is a dynamic duo because I'm not here on my own. Oh no, Craig's here with me. How are you today, Craig?
I'm doing very well. I'm actually just thinking, I just need to just sort the top of my shirt, and that's looking a bit ski-whipped, but anyway, we can do that later on. Yeah, we've got a cracking couple of hours, got a good selection, as you said. We've got some embossing folders, some it's going to be kind of like your last chance to get them. We've got a few, if you've maybe missed a few from last Christmas, we've got these in. Let's show you a few things, but we've also got our stamps and stencils. I absolutely adore this range. This is where you could be mixing the stamps and the stencils together, and you can be creating a lot of 3D imagery, especially if you want to bring in any of your texture pastes. So there is some just with inks. We're going to be using the inks throughout today's show as well. But then here is the word embossing folders, 3D embossing folders. We've got Merry and Bright. We're going to show you a few techniques when it comes to those ones. And then here is one of the new ones for 2020. We're going to be showing you a few things that you could be doing these as well. But then what we'll also do is we'll show you a few other things, a few techniques, and we've even got, I'm getting quite lucky here, I've got a deal of the day, and we've actually brought in something that I hadn't really seen a lot. So I've had a lot of fun actually having a wee play with it. So let's show you. We've got an accordion die. Now you might think, accordion, what's that going to do? We're going to show you just shortly.
Are you going to play it, Craig?
Sorry?
Are you going to play it?
I'm going to, well, I don't know if you get much noise from it, would you?
I don't think so,
I
no.
think the noise is going to come from the Gemini, but we're going to be showing you that as well, something that you're going to die cut in odd numbers, but we'll show you exactly what you can be doing with that. You can do it as one, or you can do it as 3, 5s, 9s. You can do anything like that. We're going to show you that just shortly.
Yeah, if you've got some pictures, I know a lot of our viewers have made these accordion cards in the past. If you've got a picture of some accordion cards that you made, last time we bought an accordion card, it was myself and Sir, and it sold out in record time. We've actually got less than 200 of that to go around. I do think it's going to sell out in the show today. If you've made some accordion cards in the past, please send us in your pictures, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Last time we bought an accordion card, we got some amazing pictures in from viewers, so no pressure, guys. It's a half price deal, that one as well. You're saving $19.99. It's going to go very quickly. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to have a look now at our stamps and stencils because these are going to be very busy. There are an amazing collection of stamps and stencils. Now, it's up to you how you get these. Now, the best way to get the best value is to go for the larger collection. That's always the case here at Crafters TV. If you want to get all of them, you can. You'll save $13.92. It's £42 in the UK. You'll save $16.60 in the US. It takes down to $55. Or if you want to get them individually, they are $6.99 or $8.95. Two of them, £12 or $15. Let's take you through what you've got then. So you've got firstly this one here, which is Make-A-Wish. You've got that stencil, which has got all the different detail on it. So you've got a background, you've got a focal point, and then you've got all of your stamps that are going to go with that as well. Remember, because these are Crafters Companion stencils, you can use these to emboss. You'll be able to put these through your Junior or your Gemini and get that wonderful embossed detail as well. This one is Life is a Journey. Very popular, this one individually, when we bought these to you last. That is great. This one is usually one of your favourites as well. It's Time. Clocks are really great. It's quite ethereal, this one as well, and really fantastic. Make-A-Wish, actually, the first one I showed you, is your favourite today so far. This one here is Back to Nature. It's going to look great with your ink pads. We've got some of the water reactive ink pads on the show as well. I'll share that with you in just a moment. Back to Nature, that one there. This one is Life Happens, which is fantastic. That wall looks great. If you spritz through it, ink through it, even if you put things like your paste through there as well. This one here we've got is Write Your Own Story, which is great. You've got all of those alphabets, those wonderful splodgy, splatty backgrounds too there for you. This next one is Happiness Blooms, a really lovely one, that beautiful floral tones. Remember, you've got all of your stamps in there as well. You've got Thinking of You, Happiness Blooms, all of that. And then finally, this one usually very popular as well. Good for more masculine themes of cards, this one. It is your music and lyrics. So they're the 8 that you've got. If you get them in the big collection, it's how you get the best value. They are all available, however, individually as well, if you want to go for them like that, 2 for £12 or $15. Right, so that's our stamps and stencils. We've also got some embossing folders for you. Now, I've been told we don't have as much of this as we would like, and also one of these in particular is very, very low in stock. So if you want to get a really comprehensive bundle, I think this was a 6-piece bundle when we started bringing it to you. However, it's now down to a 4-piece bundle, soon to be a 3-piece as well. I can't imagine us getting these back this side of Christmas. So if you want a really great collection, maybe today's going to be the day. £22 to get you 4. So you've got the ornate Christmas tree. You've then also got the snowflake flurry, which is this one here. That one is always so, excuse me, extremely popular. Your elegant poinsettia, and this is the one that's very low stocked as well, rustic wreath. This is only available in the collection. The other 3 are available individually. This one is not. If you want the rustic wreath, you will have to go for that main collection. Right, next one we've got for you is your 3D embossing folders, which are these ones just here. Now, these are great. These are your sentiment ones. So you've got Deck the Halls here. I love it with all of that gilding wax on there. It looks beautiful. And you've also got Merry and Bright. I mean, just get those embossed, bit of gilding wax on there, pop those onto a card front, and that is a card good and ready to go. £11 or $15 if you want to get those 2, saving you 20%, which is fantastic. We also have some of your previous favourite embossing folders as well, which we're going to bring back for you. So these are those. You've got Yuletide decorations, which is this one here. So it's that really lovely big ornament or bauble that you can see there. Poinsettia wreath. So again, really beautiful wreath design with featuring those poinsettias. And then you've also got festive pine as well. So you can get those 3 today, $14.50 or $20.50 if you're in the US to get your hands on those. Going to be very busy, saving 30% on those ones, which is brilliant. Now we've also got, we've got some of the Totally Tiffany bags on the show for you. Right, I think it's fair to say that the Totally Tiffany bags, you're going to get 4. I've only got... You're going to get 5. There's one. One's lurking. There you are. So these are your 5 different bags that you are going to get, and they are fantastic for a whole host of different uses. This one here, firstly, is Terry that you've got there. Great for your pens. If you've got, a selection of pens, you want to take your whole selection out, you're just traveling, you want to take a few with you, this is great to allow you to do that. This one here is Gale. You're going to get all 5 of these for this price as well. You're not choosing here, which is fantastic. So you've got Gale there. Got inks, all of our different inks in here. You can pop those in there. We've then got this one here is Shelley, this next one. And again, we've got inks that could be glitters that you pop in there. These are just really great for all of your organisation, and they all go into your lowest tote as well. They've all got great handles on the end, so you can pull these in and out really easily too. This one is Dawn that you've got just here, and again with Dawn you've got all of those individual pockets, which is fantastic. And then finally you've got Katia, which is the same as Dawn but just a little bit bigger. You get all 5 of those for that fantastic price, $22.36. Now the thing is, it is the Monday mega deal, and the Monday mega deal means it'll only hold for 24 hours, the price on that. When we launched Totally Tiffany here at the channel, the buddy bags were one of the first things that sold out. We worked really hard to get those back in stock. They're available right now over on the website, so do not miss out on those. $22.36 or $32.76. I want to share with you some other stuff that's on this Monday Makers show as well. These are our Spectrum Harmony water reactive ink pads. It's the essential 16-piece collection. Now, if you've got a few of these already, you might think, well, which ones are included? I'm going to let you know. You've got Anthracite Bordeaux, Friar Brown, Frosty Jade, Jet Black, Lagoon, Misty Morning, Pine Tree, Pumice, Sandstorm, Blue, Seal Brown, Smoked Emerald, Smoked Pearl, Smoked Plume, and Twilight Grey. Check the website if you want to double check all the colours that are in there. The great thing about this is it should be $79.84. It's down to £63. Should be $88. It should be $111. It's down to $88. So you've got a great saving there on those. A great adhesive bundle on the show for you as well. This is our call-out adhesive bundle. So what you've got here is you've got your all-purpose and your tacky glue, and then we've included 2 of the fine tip applicators and also 3 rolls of our fantastic low tack tape as well. That's a brilliant deal that you've got there on that. Very busy on that one. Next one we got for you is the Totally Tiffany 6x6 handler combo. So this is great for your 6x6 papers. You can store them all here. It's a combo because what you've then got is those tabbed files as well. So you can keep all of your Christmas papers in one element or your birthday papers in another. Really great for organisation. And that handle pops up and down. So it means that you can take those out and about with you, which is fantastic. And then when you want to store them, just pop the handle back down and away they go. Loads of people saying hi. Mary's got her ink pads on the way, which is fantastic. Loads of you let me know what you are working on as well, which is brilliant. Any questions you've got, get them in. Anyone's got any accordion cards they've made, definitely let me send me some pictures of those. I'd love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. I know lots of you went for it the previous time they aired and they were very, very busy. Right, I'm going to hand you over to Craig. What are you going to share with us first, Craig?
Right, Joe, let's go straight into that accordion die. So what we're going to do is we're going to die cut the base die. So let me actually just show you, because in total you actually get 7 dies altogether. So you get your main die. So this is what's going to do the accordion work. So we're going to show you that. Then you actually get 2 decorative panels. So there's 2 different designs, so it gives you 2 different effects. Then you've got all these mats and layers. So you could use them all together if you want, but you've got the 2 scalloped that are intended to work together. And then you've also got 2 that have got your stitched edge as well. I'm going to show you exactly what you could be doing with them just shortly, but with the scallop as well as the stitched edge, you will notice they also work with our other nesting die ranges, so nothing's stopping you from mixing and matching. So let's go straight on. So I'm just going to do these in black and white so I can show you how it actually works and how it actually looks. So let's just die cut these ones. So let's run one of them through. Now, what you can be doing is you could then, of course, be creating them. So it's going to be an accordion card because they all open out. Then you can then decorate inside with any of your toppers, any of your alphabets. If you got the Make a Statement alphabets over the weekend, they would look quite incredible being in the middle. Maybe you've got your shadow dies, that would work well as well. So there is the first one. So I'm just going to do 3, so then we'll show you how the 3 work together. I did say they work great as in odd numbers, but to be honest with you, even with even numbers, it's still going to work good. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that.
What's the maximum number you can use then of these panels, Craig, or is there not really?
There's not really actually. Okay. No, you could make it as wide as you want or as long as you want. You can then use it as like a banner if you want, so it could be someone's name, it could be congratulations, you know, it could be new baby, it could be happy anniversary, it could be anything like that. And keeping in mind then you could then be inking. I'm using our smooth cardstock, but you could be using some of your papers. You maybe use some of the cards. We've got a great selection of card on the show today, including the Centura Pearl, so you might want to use some of that. Or it could be your pattern papers as well. You could still use them too. So let's take that one out the way and let's bring in this last one, and then we'll show you how these all work together. So we're going to run that one through. Of course, it fits just perfectly with the Gemini Junior. It will go through your Daddy Gemini, but of course, because it's a wafer thin die, it will go through any of your die cutting machines that have the 6-inch mouth with it. So there is the third one cut. So let's just poke them out. So that's these ones, and then let's just take these wee bits out. Actually, I can do that later because I don't need that one just now. So here we go. Here is, so these are 3 of them anyway that we've got. So what you're going to find, you've got a score line just at the back, just there. So we've got a nice score line that's already done for us. Yeah, there we go, perfect. Then what we've also got is we've got wee tabs. These have got little score lines in them as well as a wee nick. And then we've also got a wee tab just there. So what we're going to do, whatever you make, however many you die cut, on the last one, you're just wanting to trim off the last tab because you don't really want to see it. It's going to be at the end, so you don't really need it. So just trimming that one off. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use my tape for this one. I would use either your wet glue. So if you get that glue bundle, you've got your tacky glue within that bundle. So that's going to work perfectly. However, if you don't have that, you could use your red liner tape. That would work well as well. So that's that one. And then we're just going to fold this one as well. So one is going to go one way, one's going to go the other, because it is going to be like an accordion. So let's fold that one. So then we've got the 3 of them just here. So then what I'm just going to do for this one, let's take the back off of that one, and then we're just going to place that up to the side. So then we have then got that effect just there. So we've got a mountain effect. So then on this one, what I'm going to do is peel that one off, and then we're just going to place that one on. But then with this one, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to fold it the next way. So as you can see from up above there, we're getting the mountain and the valley, and then we'll go from the front. So then what we're going to do for this one, I do have small red liner tape, so let's take this one. So this is where you've got the wee nicks, the wee cuts already there for you, and there's a tiny wee score line. So I'm going to set it up that way. So where you come with a mountain fold, so it's sitting upwards, so you can see there, you're going to twist one round, and then for the next one, you're also going to twist that one round. So if I get my fingers, so I'm twisting it round, this is then where they're just going to meet up. So you've got that tiny wee tab that's just going to meet there. So let's just unfold that just so I can put a wee bit of tape on. So let's just bring in a red liner. Again, if you've got your wet glue, that would work as well.
Is this a bit similar, Craig, to the, you know, the twist and pop element of the memory books that we do?
Yes.
Is it a kind of sort of similar,
yeah.
like a big version of that, basically?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Absolutely it is. So what I'm just going to do is pop in just a wee bit of tape just there. So if I take this back and off, and then let's just unfold this again, just the way that it was. So it was that way. So we are folding it back the way it was, Craig, folding it that way. There we go. So we're back to the beginning again, so we can see there. So we're just looking at this panel. So for this one again, what we're just going to do is turning it. We need to turn that the right way. So we're then just going to turn it round that way. Then this one, we're going to turn it round that way. And then we're just going to meet them up just at the end, just there with your tape. So that's then into place, because then what that happens is that creates the fold. So you can see as that starts to close, that top one. Now, obviously, keep in mind, you're going to have a lot more time than I do. So let's just take another bit of tape. And
what's the best kind of weight cardstock, do you think, for these, Craig?
I would say round about between the 280, 310 GSM. So, you know, that covers obviously our smooth cardstock or a Centura Pearl. But, you know, do it with glitter card, do it with your matte card, anything like that. That would work really well as well. So now for this side here, because we've got what we call a valley fold, because it's going in as if it's a valley, this one we've already started to get poking out this way. We can see just in a moment, there we go. So that's coming out that way. So it just means for this one, what we need to do is just twist that one round. We can see just here. So if I put that back, and I'll move my hands out the way. So that's the way it was. We're just going to twist that one round, and then we're going to pop just a bit of tape on as well. Now I'm deliberately trying to keep this up in the air so that you can see, or that you would pop it on flat. So if we peel that back and off, then once again, all that I'm just going to do is just join them together. So we're starting to get that shape just here. So then what we'll do is then that folds that way, that one folds that way, and then if we just close it, then all that we're just going to do is just nicely press it. You would use your bone folder. Then if I open it that way, you can see that effect that you're getting just there.
Fabulous.
So turn it back again that way. Now think of all the different ways. So that one, each one could be a separate letter for an alphabet. But let's just quickly, just die cut a couple of extra of the actual layers so that you can see. So I will just do both of them. Nothing stopping you using both designs, but obviously if you just want to use the one design, then you would just die cut this one multiple times for your layers. But let's just bring in the black so that you can see. So I'm just going to pop this one on, and let's just use a bit of low tack tape because I don't want them to jump over. Now, obviously, I'm saying that we could pop any of our alphabets in there. What about photos? What about a memory book? You know, a different style memory book. There's nothing stopping you. And I'm looking at the size, Joe, and I'm thinking it may just fit within your memory book, the full lot. So maybe you could make one. So what you could do is one end is you could attach to your book, and then when you open the main cover and then start to pull that one out, you've got a continuation. So that would be a nice way as well. So if it's say someone's 21st, can you imagine if you'd done 21 of those, joined them together, and it could be a photo of each year of their life. Or same goes if it's like a wedding, you know, from maybe when they first had their first date, and then obviously from when they went out together, when they've done different things together, when they celebrated different things. You could follow someone's life all the way through. What about someone's holiday? So you could be doing it where if it's a family holiday, if they are all on, say for instance, the plane, then obviously you could be just doing photos of when they're on the plane. The next one, it could be when they landed. The next one, it could be when they arrive at the hotel. All these different things that you can be doing. So let's just peel these. I'm just going to just rip that tape off. Now, as you can see, just here, you can keep it like that. So that's going to stay within your card. So if I just quickly poke these bits out, and the reason I've done it...
You're a whiz with that pokey tool, Craig.
I do like my pokey tool, really do. So then the reason I've deliberately left it like that at the moment, because I want to show you another way. So if I just slightly trim that, there's nothing stopping you from using these on their own. So we can just trim that down. Then there we go. We've got our own one that you can then use separately as an outline for a shaker card, for a frame. So that is how that would look if you use them individually. However, let's go back to how they're intended. So what we can do is bring in another bit of black card. So if I bring this one in, let's bring in our plates, bringing in the main construction of the die. So we're just going to pop that one on. Now what this one does is this also gives you the cut and line draw. So if I take these ones, so then pop that one back in.
Oh, cool.
Let's pop this one back in. So you can see, let's tape this one into place. You're going to get all of the decorative design going through with it as well. So let's pop that one on, and let's pop that one on. So all that you would do is just follow the steps I just done a moment ago with the white, although what you would do this time is add in these wee different panels, and then that's where you're going to get all that decorative panel all the way around. But then it doesn't stop there, because you've got these mats and layer panels as well. So again, we're not going to do them all, but let's do a few of them just so that you can see how you can layer up. So let's just peel that off, peel that one off, and then this is going to give you all that detail within the accordion die. So look at that. You've got all this detail. So again, let's just poke some of these out. Obviously, I do have the die release tool just at the side of me. Sometimes I do find it quicker just going along just with the pokey tool. But there we go. I'm not going to do them all, but it lets you see now. So you can either have them plain, if you want to use glitter card, matte card, mirror card, or then incorporate the actual panel dies that you can see just there. So then let's just keep this white, this black one. Let's bring in a bit of white card, and then I'll die cut one of the panels again, just so that you can see how these work. So
Stephanie's saying, Craig, that she's going to have to rewatch and rewatch, so my brain gets the twisting. Well, that's a great thing, is you can just watch it back. So you've seen Craig do it. Yep. Make a note of when this show is. Get your order placed, and then you come back, and Craig will be here whenever you need him.
Absolutely.
To take you through exactly how it's done. Debbie Holiday says she has made one of these about 4 years ago. She sent us in a picture, so we'll have a look at those in a little bit, actually.
So I'm just going to use the scallop one for this one. So because we'll put it onto the black to show you, let's just pop the largest scallop just there. And then what I'm going to do is let's just bring in another bit of black, and we'll pop that one on just there. So then this is where you can start to layer up. So if you don't want to do alphabets, if you don't want to do photos, you don't have to be. This could be some of your own designed cardstock that you've come up with by using your sparkle inks. It could be your sparkle pots. It could be your ink pads. Anything like that you can put on. So don't just think as though it has to be something to do with photos or alphabets. If you just want a nice bit of decorative paneling for maybe your walls or that, why not? Of course you can. So there we go. So let's just pop these ones out, keeping in mind you're also getting the scalloped ones as well. So let's take this one out. So Joe, this one we will put just on the one level. Let's do it quick. Find a tape pad, a tape pen. So let's pop that one there. And then let's bring in a foam pad. So it just again lets you see you can build them up. Yes, they already work as being three-dimensional, the way that you cut them out. However, if you want to add a few extra layers, you can do. Could be a topper. If you got any of the wee, you know those tiny wee cards from Hunky Dory, you know the really, really small one, like the ATC size ones.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
not pop some of them in as well? Or any of the images. if you maybe got here in the UK, we launched the Nativity collection. You've got some of the toppers in the back of the 12 by 12 paper pad. Why not incorporate them if you want it to be Christmas? But there we go. If I just, right, I need to stop because every time I see it, right, stop, Craig, leave it alone. So that gives you the idea. So I know obviously that's just the one. So if you were to do that multiple times, it lets you see, black and white really gives you the idea of how it can work. But then let's bring in the white. So that is the concept where I've just done the 3 of them there. So that is the concept. But as you can imagine, if you were to use the mats and layer dyes that come with it, you can get that effect. Could be any colour that you want. Or of course, yes, use your alphabets, use any of your photos, anything you could be doing like that as well. Maybe you got some of the goodies that we had on the foil press yesterday. Maybe within your foil press, you could be doing these. Die cut some of these, foil these as well, pop them on. You can have so much fun with these. And this is one that, you know, I might just need to sneak away with me and have a wee play as well. I've got a few birthday ideas that they would work well with. But yeah, hopefully you send in some of your makes as well. It'll be good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have some pictures coming up, actually. A lot of you saying that you are, someone saying, yeah, I'm a visual learner, so therefore it's really great to have these as Monica. So it means I should be able to come back and watch them. I just, there are less than 200 to go around. There's less than 150 available now. It's worth saying as well, this is a clearance price that you've got on this. It's very, very unlikely that you'll see any more of these. So I know we bought you the oval one previously. This is the rectangular one. So maybe you're going to complete your collection today. If you want it, I don't think you'll be seeing it again here on Crafters TV. Debbie sent us in a picture as well. Debbie Holiday. Check that out, Craig.
Look at that. Now look at, never underestimate the effect of black and white. That's why I'm a big fan of black and white. Look at that one. Happy 21st birthday. Got all that details. Yes, obviously it's the rectangle one, but it's the same concept you can see just there. I've even just had a sneak peek of what we're about to show you next as well.
Yes. Who is this one from? This is also from Debbie. She's got the rectangular one there as well. I love this, Craig, because it really shows you how they can be very, very different depending on how you style them.
Completely different. And again, this is where the cardstock that you use can make it look completely different. You've just seen the one there that was black and white. Now look at this one, where it's obviously you've got the blues, the baby blues, but then incorporating the toppers. That first one with Debbie was just, it was Debbie, wasn't it? Yes, it was Debbie. Just added some actual alphabets, you know, create sentiments, and then this one was just added to topper. I love what Debbie's done there.
You'll love this one, Craig. It's got that floral decoupage from Dean, is it, this one? Jean sent this one in. Love that.
Now look at that again. Now incorporating our decoupage with the sunflower. But on that one, I think that's maybe a bit of ivory. Could be white. But look at the gold. I've incorporated that as well. I know it's a different one, but it's the same concept that you could be doing with these ones. Absolutely love these ones. Thank you so much for sending these in.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We love it when you send pictures in to us. Sonia says, snooze you, lose you. Sonia says, I'm so glad Craig is demoing these. I bought the oval one, so I know a lot of you, the oval one that we got for you last time, myself and Sarah did, and it sold out very, very quickly. These are going the same way. They are very, very busy. A lot of you got these sat in your baskets at the moment. Right, I want to share with you all the details of how you can watch and shop at the same time. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there, of course, of how you can watch and shop at the same time, so you don't need to miss any of the deals or the demonstrations, which is great. Now, talking of demonstrations, Craig is going to take us through our stamps and stencils next. I must admit, stamps and stencils, not really a combination you get together very often, but easy to see why it's been done, because when you see these, they just work together so beautifully. You've got lots of different options here. Now, you can get them in the big collection, which of course represents the best value for money, £42 or $55, or what you can do is get them individually for £6.99 or £8.95, or 2 for £12 or $15. Very busy individually and on that 2 for. So you've got different options here. Make-A-Wish, I think I'm right in saying this is your favourite one still, Make-A-Wish. That one is out in the lead, which is fantastic. Then you've got this one here, which is Life is a Journey. Great for things like your travel scrapbooking pages. That one's going to be wonderful for. This one here is your It's Time. Very ethereal. Would work great with some steampunk themes as well, with all of those different clocks. You've then got Back to Nature, which is this one just here with the leaves and the wood grain, and then all of your stamps. Remember, you're getting sentiment stamps as well as embellishing stamps in each one of these. This one here is Life Happens with the cogs and the wool. Really, really popular on that. The next one is Write Your Own Story. You've got that lovely splodgy background there with all of your letters included. This one just here is Happiness Blooms with that floral element there. And then finally, the last option. This one usually always very busy as well. This one is your music and lyrics. And it's got that musical score there, notes I should say, and then you've got all of your different stamps as well. Things like music is what feelings sound like. So great to get all of those in there. There's all of them together. That's how they're going to come to you. They are fantastic because remember, the great thing about stencils is yes, you can use them to emboss with. They're great, good enough quality that you can put them through your Gemini. You can use your stencils, you can use your paste, your spritzes. There's loads that you can do with them, and then you've got stamps as well. So the possibilities are absolutely endless on these. Loads of you now are going for that accordion die that we brought to you. Less than 100 now of that accordion die to go round. Very, very busy there. Nicole says, Joe, will the oval die be back in soon? I missed out, but have the rectangle. So glad Craig has demonstrated it, so I never use it. I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure when we brought the oval to you, we said it would be the last time you'd see it. And I think it's pretty much the same situation for the rectangle as well. Now, these stencils and stamps work beautifully with our water reactive ink pads that we've got available for you. It's a 16-piece collection. Really lovely colours in there for you. £63 or $88 to grab hold of those. You're saving $16.84 in the UK. Or $23.20 if you're in the US. Right, Craig, you're going to take us through these stencils?
I am indeed, yes. And we're going to use, funny enough, your favourite one, Make-A-Wish. And this is just kind of, seems to, this demo I'm going to do, all come together because it's actually one that you've seen before. But over the last 2 weeks, I cannot tell you how many people have messaged saying, Craig, can you show me how this one was made again? I think it was Sarah that showed you when it's first launched. So I thought, well, perfect opportunity. When I seen that we had these on today's show, I thought, well, what we can do then is let's just do it, because if many of you wanted to see it, I'm sure many others did too. So what we're just going to do is I've just taken just a bit of watercolour card for this one because it's what I had to hand. However, I'm not doing any water technique, so that's where you could use the smooth cardstock. Let's bring in some Oasis and Parakeet. So I'm changing it slightly. Originally the background was done with sparkle inks, which you can do. For this one I'm going to do some watercolour, water reactive ink pads. So what I'm just going to do is I've just got my blending tool. So I'm just going to, and actually let's not even do Parakeet. Let's just keep the one blue, which is Oasis. And then what I'll do is I'll do kind of a dark down to light. So you can see the different kind of tones that you can get throughout the one ink pad. So for this one, I'm just going to keep going over the top. Now, I'm not sure if you can kind of see, but my ink pads, I actually have just sitting against my glass cutting mat. And the reason being is that just helps to hold on to the ink pad. If I bring my ink pad in, if I try, because I'm holding this down with one hand, if I try and grab ink, can you see it falls all over the place? So I just pop it up against the top of my glass cutting mat and I pull down and it just stays in place. So what I'm just doing now is I've come all the way down. I don't think we've got any kitchen roll here at the moment. We don't. So what I'm going to do, let's just bring a small bit of card. Here we go. And I'm just going to hold that down with my hands, just because if you've got any oily hands, if you've maybe got some cream on your hands, maybe just a bit sweaty hands if it's warm, then because it's water reactive ink pads, that's going to pick up your fingerprints. So I'm just popping down either a bit of kitchen roll or a bit of scrap card just to hold it into place so that we don't get any of those finger marks on. So what I'm then just going to do is let's turn it around, and then just again on this side, let's just go in a bit deeper and we'll just start to blend in this middle part. So if we just add a wee bit more, and then what we can do is we can move on to the stencil, and we're just going to go on top of that, still with water reactive ink pads, and it's going to be the crushed velvet.
What colour was that you were using there? It's really lovely, that one, Craig.
It's lovely, isn't it? Oasis.
Wonderful.
I know, it's very much of a sea blue that I feel as well. Nothing stopping you as do you know what? Let's go for it. Have I got my spritz tool with water here? Let's have a look if we've got any with water. Have we got any water in that? Oh, we might just have it. Oh, here we go. Okay. We use them all the time and we sometimes forget to refill them. So I'm just going to spritz that with water, and then I'm just going to set that one to the side, and let's just leave that just for a moment. So I've spritzed it with water, although you could spritz water onto your hand, flick it on, you're going to get some nice bubble effects. So then what I'm going to do, he says as he's done that, and he doesn't have any kitchen roll. Joe, have you got any kitchen roll or something across there?
I don't think I have.
I know what I've got. I know
what
I've got. I know what I've got. I've got some of this. This'll do.
Wonderful.
So what I'm just going to do is just dab off any of that excess. Now, because I gave it a light spritz and I done it on the water card, I don't know if you can kind of, there's tiny little speckles, and obviously I done that deliberately just to have a small amount because I just wanted little speckles. If you go more heavy-handed, because it's a water reactive ink pad, so if I do some more, let's do it on my hands this time, and then if I just flick this water on. Now, the longer you leave it on, the more it will start to react. It kind of starts to resist it, but of course for time, and we'll want to go over the top in a moment with the stencil. So let's just dab that excess. Now look at that, look at that. So if I'm going to bring this higher up for you to see that, look, can you see all that? So that's lifted the colour up, and obviously I've been able to do that because it's on our water reactive ink pads. It's like bubbles just floating all the way up to the top. So there we go, let's just get rid of that excess. I would maybe just quickly zap over the top with a heat tool, but we'll just go straight on with our stencil. So let's bring in the Make-A-Wish. So if we bring in this one, now this is
Make-A-Wish is the most popular
set.
individually, Craig, at the minute. It is your absolute favourite. That one and Music and Lyrics are the two that people are absolutely loving. People saying in the comments as well, you could use the Music and Lyrics with the nativity that we did today. It could be like Christmas songs.
Yeah, there's a good idea.
Really lovely way of using them.
That's the thing, just because something isn't Christmas themed doesn't mean that you can't use it for Christmas. And actually, in some ways, vice versa. Obviously, if you've got something in a Christmas theme that stars in that, no reason why you can't mix and match. So what I'm just going to do now is, here is the stencils. Let's bring in, I've got black card, no, here's a bit of craft card. So you can see, you actually get kind of like two different designs. So on this one's, we've got the nice circle effect, and then we've got, now I know many people have different names for them. What would you call them, Joe?
Dandelion clocks.
Yeah, and then obviously you can blow them. And
I had no idea what they were, but yeah. I'll let you into a little secret. Producer Laura was like, dandelion clocks. I was like, yeah, dandelion clocks. That's exactly what they are. I just know them.
They're
the little things that you blow, aren't they, in the summer? That's all I know.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember dandelion and burdock?
I've heard of it, but I've never tried it.
I love a dandelion and burdock.
And do you know the only place I've ever heard it, and I'm, you know, we're coming right back, but I just want to say, do you remember that UK comedy, The Royal Family?
Yes.
And they talked about it. That was the only time I'd ever heard of dandelion and burdock.
I feel like you only, when I was a kid, like if you went to fish and chip shop with your granddad.
Is it? And that was the episode where they'd gone to the fish and chip shop.
That, yeah. So it reminds me of going to the fish and chip shop with like my grandparents and them letting you have a can or a tin of dandelion and burdock. It's like basically a soda for you guys in the States, and you'd have it on, you drink it in the car on the way home. Delicious.
Yeah, it's funny you're saying that, but yeah, I suppose, eh. So then what I've just done now is I've got the crushed velvet, so I've just layered up my ink pad again. So as you can see, we've got it right across. So I'm just going to kind of roughly do it randomly-ish. So I'm just going to dab for this one. I'm not going to do blending, you can do, but I just want little bits. I want it to be deeper in some areas and I want it to be lighter in other areas, because I didn't want to do it exactly like the one that you've already seen. I wanted to change it up slightly, but keep to the premise of what you requested. So let's just dab that one. Now this is just the circles. I've not even gone near the dandelions just yet. So if I pick that one up, you can see that effect that we've got coming through there. So then let's just move that one to the side for the time being. Then what I've got is I've got a piece of heat-proof acetate. So let's bring this one in. I've got my stamping platform. Then if we bring in the stamp sets as well. So what we can do is let's use 2 of them just now. So we'll pop that one there and then let's just bring that one in. So we'll just use the 2. So let's stamp that one on. Let's bring in our translucent clear ink pad. So let's just give that
a good yours nice and clean? You should have seen the state of Debbie's the other day. Oh, yours is the same.
No,
yes.
This isn't mine. This
is it not?
Mine. You
Debbie's
know me by now.
Right,
you know I try like to be clean. However, I say that is not, it's going to happen. If you've got ink pads where you've used any of your quick dry or your finesse, you sometimes find that you get a wee bit of residual ink. It will happen. However, we're going to go over this with our embossing powder, so you're not going to see it. Now, you're not going, oh, you can see. Can you see how that just shimmers the actual design? So if I there we go. So I'm just making sure that I don't overlap. So if I press that one in, and then let's take this one again. Now I'm just using 2 of the stamps. You're actually getting 5 different designs, but then you're getting 2 different sentiments. So as we can see, there we go. So we can see where I've stamped already. So if I go that way, there, we'll see it in a minute, we'll see it in a minute. There we go, you can see it just there. And then, so that lets me have a guide. I'm just going to stamp that one. So you could even stamp into all these tiny wee bits, but let's just leave it with that one. I brought some white embossing powder. You can, of course, use any colour that you like. Sometimes golds or silver might look nice, but let's just use white for this one. So let's just take our white embossing powder and we're going to sprinkle that over the top. I haven't, to start with, gone over with an anti-static bag. If you do, or if you have one, then do that. That'll just stop any of the excess powder sticking to where you don't want it. So if I then just tap off that excess. So if I just get a brush, got a bit of excess.
Sharon saying, Craig, if you did the dandelion heads in colour, they could almost be fireworks, which I think is a great idea, don't you?
They could be. That's a really good idea. Because then you can have these bits as well, just kind of like exploding off as well. You could be doing all that. So if you used an anti-static bag, this would stop you from having to do what I'm doing, just getting rid of any of this excess. I'm not going to do it all. But
what's it in an anti-static bag? Because we talk about them a lot, but can you just buy them? Are they available to buy?
You can actually just make them yourself. Some people use corn flour, just into like a wee a bit of fabric into a nice wee bag, just maybe sew up the ends or that. What it's doing is when you go over the top with your anti-static bag, it's actually just sucking up any excess residual, liquid or sweat or anything from your hands. And then that just means that when you go over the top with your powder, it just means it's only going to stick to where you've popped your watermark. So let me just pop this in, plug that one in, and we're going to get this to temp. So I'm just going to let this go up to its heat, and then when I know, I'm just going to bring this one in, and then just like you would onto paper or card, I'm just going to let it turn. I can see it turning there, and then I'm just going to move it, and we're just going to move it all the way.
Sandra's letting me know, Craig, that she had dandelion and burdock at lunchtime, and you can get it in a big bottle from Morrison's. There you go. We should bring some in. For a little bit of a retro nostalgia afternoon, maybe.
What flavour? Like, what does it taste like?
It's just very, like, herbally almost. It's kind of sweet, a little bit sort of like, I don't know, like a raspberry. It's quite herby, would have be able to describe it.
I would see, I don't like Dr. Pepper.
A bit like Dr. Pepper, yeah.
No, I don't like Dr.
But maybe not quite as sweet.
Right. Do you know, I always say I'll always give something a shot, that's for sure. So then, there we go. You can see there we've just done a bit of heat embossing onto our acetate. I've just die cut just a wee black frame. So I've already popped just some red liner tape because we're actually just going to lift this up. So let's peel that back and off. Then what we can do is we can come along with our sentiment, and then we can start to layer it up and finish it. So sticking that one on, and then I just need to trim this end bit where it's just overlapping, and I've got some foam pads. Now, wherever you see me using double-sided tape, you absolutely can use your tacky glue that you see within that collection if you feel comfortable using that one. It's one of those that if you're starting out, always try double-sided tape and always try wet glue, and you will have a preference. I love my double-sided tape, as everyone knows, but most people do find it easier to use a wet glue like the tacky glue or the all-purpose, because it gives you a bit of time to maneuver, whereas with your double-sided tape, once it's in place, it's, you know, it's nigh on impossible to be able to remove it.
Sonia's got these, Craig. She says she have these, and this one is her favourite. She loves using them in conjunction with her fairy collection, which would be a great way.
That would work really well, wouldn't it?
And great there's a stencil, because I guess you can use it with the other stamps and dies, because you can add so much more texture with them. I forgot what them are. They usually behind me? I'm thinking about all the things, like all of the different pastes and things that we sell over on our website, not just from us, but from brands like Tonic as well. All the drops and mousses that you can get, they're going to work beautifully through all of these stencils. And we are right to emboss with these stencils as well, I'm guessing, Craig.
Of course you can, yeah. We actually, I know we show you every now and again, and I actually showed you over the weekend as well. Now, they're not a thick stencil. That doesn't stop you from being able to emboss it. You absolutely can. If you go to emboss it, use your metal shim. That'll help bulk it out, and then you can then emboss onto any cardstock end surface that you so wish. So we can see that's that one starting to come together. This could be even made into a shaker card if you used your foam tape all the way around. So let's just finish this one off. Let's bring in, so we've got Make a Wish and Set It Free, or Just Breathe. So I've gone with the original one. So let's do Just Breathe. And then I'm going to take that off. Take this one off. Now this is where you can use your quick dry ink pads. I think sometimes some people think you have to use quick dry ink pads for anything you want to be dry quick, and water reactive you have to do the blending. Not at all. You can actually stamp with your water reactive as well, and that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to place that one on. Let's bring in the same one, crushed velvet. We're just going to stamp that one into place. Let's bring that one on. Just I'm going to bring this to the side, and I'm going to cut a V. And the reason I didn't cut the V beforehand is because this is another thing that many do ask when they see it. So I want to cut just a wee V just at the end. So what I tend to do is kind of roughly within the middle. You can always use your glass mat and a pencil to line up.
What would you call it? You call it a V? Because is it called, some people call it a dovetail, is it called as well?
A dovetail or a something tail, or
a snake's tongue, I've heard them called as well.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Because a snake's tongue is like a fork at the front, splits.
It is, yeah. So it could be whatever you want to call it. So what I just do, again, just halfway along, and then I just snip down to where I want to end, and then I just come corner to corner.
That's a great
And that's
tip.
a nice easy way, because what you sometimes find is, let's bring this bit in, bit of scrap from earlier. If you try and do it the other way, so you're having to try and work out where you're wanting to cut. So if I was to go just there, and then if I was to go that wasn't on purpose. Can you see the difference of not being able? That's a lot thinner. That one's a lot fatter in there. So it's a good way, just snip down the middle and then just snip away. So then what we can just quickly do, let's just bring in our tape, layer this up, and that will be that one done. So tape that one, and then I'm going to do the wee V's or the snake tongue as well to the black. Let's just layer this one up. Anne's letting us know, Craig, there's dandelion wine as well, apparently. Is there? Ooh.
Yeah. Have you ever tried cherry wine?
I've not, no.
Neither have I.
But
I only know it because it's in that song. That's the only reason I know it's even a thing.
Laura's saying orange wine as well. No, I've never tried that.
Never had orange wine, no. All the wines, so many wines to try.
There certainly nowadays, there's so many wines, isn't there? So let's just add just a foam pad just to the back. We're going to pop that one just over the edge there. We've even got, there we go, just a wee bow that I tied before. We're going to add that into the corner. And then it's just another way in which you can incorporate the stamps as the dies as well. You can just stamp with them, heat emboss them if you so wish. So let's move that one in so you can see just there. And then what I will do, because it was your request at home to see this, that was the original one that had been made several weeks ago, and we've just slightly changed it, but done it more to a way that you wanted. So there we go.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Craig.
You're welcome.
Very, very busy on those. Let me just run you through the options. Now, there is, of course, a large bundle of these, which you can go for, which is the best way to get the best value. If you go for them individually, the price there you saw. So if you go for them all together, here they are, £42 or $55. You've got different options in here. So you've got Make-A-Wish, which is this one just here. You also then have this one, which is Life is a Journey. There's It's Time. Love the one with the clocks. This one, It's Time, is the one that is in the lead. I'm not surprised as well, because it's very versatile, and also it's really great for, like, if you want to steampunk it up as well, which is fantastic. You've also got Back to Nature, which is this one just here. There is this one, which is Life Happens, as you can see, all the cogs and the bricks. And then we've got Write Your Own Story, which is that one there. All of the splodgy backgrounds on there for you as well. This one here is Happiness Blooms, with those lovely floral elements. Don't forget you're getting all the stamps with each of these. And also, this one is your second favourite. Music and Lyrics is your second favourite one there. £42 or $55 if you want to get hold of those ones. You can get absolutely all of them for that price, or individually, £6.99. Or any two for £12 or $15. So it's completely up to you how you get hold of them. Just make sure you do get hold of them. Right, we're going to come back to the buddy bags. Now we've got it's your Monday mega deal, the buddy bags, and these are absolutely fantastic because they're all from Totally Tiffany, all about you getting organised, which is fantastic. All of our buddy bags fit beautifully into our lowest tote as well. So that's what they're designed to go in. You're going to get 5 brilliant bags in here for this price. It really is great value. This one here, I can never remember which one's called which. This one is Terry. Now this is great for popping in your alcohol markers or your aqua markers, and great if you maybe are doing a project and you only need, I don't know, 10 or 11 markers. You can just throw them in there with you, take them on your way, and then you're going to be good to complete that project whilst you are on the go, which is fantastic. And then of course you can take those home and then put them back to your main stash afterwards. So you've got that one here there included. This one here is Shelley. And Shelley's great for popping all of your inks into there as well. So you see this one's pretty well used. But you've also got a hard tray in the bottom of here, which is wonderful. We've got all of our aqua tints there. In that one, it could be your sparkle inks, all of those different things. Could be even pots of glitters in there you want to store nice. And the great thing is about this, because they are all see-through, you can see exactly what you've got in each one of these, which is brilliant. This one here is Gale that we've got for you. And this is great, again, for inks. We've got inks and glitters in these ones. We've got some boxes of our metallic inks, and then we've got some loose inks and glitters in there as well. Really great sizes. Really good, this one, for all of your different, if you want to use like all of your shimmer powders and your stone drops and your glossy accents, all of those kind of products fit beautifully in there as well, which is fantastic. The next one we've got for you is Dawn. I believe this is Dawn here, and you'll see you've got all the different compartments in there, which is fantastic. And we've also got Katia as well, which is this one here. Now Katia is like Dawn but larger, and you've got all of your different compartments in there. You can use it with or without these compartments if you want to, so it's up to you whether you put them in. It is the Monday mega deal though, so $22.36 in the UK, $32.76 if you're in the US. You've got a 20% saving. However, 40% of the Monday mega deal has already sold out and gone. It only lasts for 24 hours or while stocks last. So I can't see this lasting for the 24 hours. Now, I need to just go back to that accordion die that you saw. Knew it would be busy, this. How much has gone? 40% of the stock has sold out and gone on this accordion die. You'll need to be quick for it if you want it. There's a lot of people with this sat in their basket at the moment. There is less than 100 left of these to go around. Brilliant demo from Craig on this. And also, can we show you those photos again actually whilst we're here? Do you want to have a little look at them? Because Debbie Holiday sent them in, and who else sent one in as well? I'll remember in a moment. But there's loads that you can be able to do with this, which is fantastic. And it's a real concept. So you can pop yourself across to our website as well, where you'll get loads of inspiration on this as well. There is one of the beautiful cards that's been made. Of course, you can, the reason they're called accordion dies, they all go together, but it's almost like an infinity accordion because you can just keep creating more and more and more layers to those. £20 if you want to get your hands on this. It is probably the last time you're going to see this now, so if you've been thinking about it for a while and you want it, definitely get it. You're getting the main die in there that does the concept for you, and then you're getting getting all of those decorative dies in there as well. Great value. It's a half price deal, but you will need to be quick if you want to get your hands on it. Right, we're going to go back to and have another look at the embossing folders. Now, first off, I'm going to start with this one here. So we've got 3 different collections of embossing folders available for you on the show today. This one, firstly, I'm going to start with. This is your rustic reef. Now, if you want the rustic reef, the only way to get this is in the main collection. Details on your screen at the moment, which is great value, to be fair. I mean, £5.50 to get these fantastic Christmas embossing folders is wonderful. You've then got as well this one here, which is the ornate Christmas tree. Now, remember, these are 3D embossing folders, so it's not a 2-dimensional emboss. It really molds and sculpts and presses that cardstock to give you amazing, texture and definition, which is great. You've then got the snowflake here. I thought the snowflake had sold out actually, so it's great to be able to get that in there. And you're getting the poinsettia here as well. Very, very busy across those. We don't have anywhere near as much stock as we would like because that reef is very, very low stock and it's not available individually. £22 or $31 if you want to get those. We've also got for you as well this combo just here. This is going to be 2 embossing folders in here for you, and I love that it's your words. They're very, very traditional Christmas in their font. You've got Merry and Bright, and you've also got Deck the Halls here as well. Both of those absolutely beautiful. £11 or $15 if you want to get your hands on those ones. One more set of embossing folders for you, a set from last year that maybe you missed out on. We've brought them back to you at a great price, and this is them here. So you've got this one, which is the festive pine. There's also that one you can see there, which is a poinsettia reef. And you've got this one here, which is your Yuletide decoration too. So 3 fantastic 3D embossing folders there. $20.50 in the US, £14.50 if you are here in the UK. Right, loads of you commenting away and letting me know what you are up to, which is fantastic. Mary's saying the 3D folders are absolutely awesome. They really are. I'd love to see, actually, if any of you have got some things that you've made with these folders that are on the show today, definitely send me some pictures. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Something else I need to let you know about as well. We're on the lookout for a UK crafter to join us on the Craft House this Saturday. Email us, same email address, just put Craft House into the subject line and someone will get back to you. So studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. It's with myself on Saturday, so if you want to come join me on Saturday, have a little bit of a chinwag, then that will be fantastic. I'd love for us to be able to do that. Right, I'm going to hand you back to Craig because he's going to take us through these embossing folders.
I will do. We're going to go through with the sentiment one. So we're going to use the Deck the Halls. But I just want to say the boards that Joe just showed you a moment ago where they'd gone over with the metallic ink pads, you could get that effect as well if you use our gilding wax, which we've also got on the show as well. So think about all these different gilded products that you could be using. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go through using white smooth cardstock, and then we're going to come on top again with our water reactive ink pads. So we're going to go right back to the Oasis as well, and we're going to incorporate the Damson wine. So it's a 3D embossing folder, so it is our base cut and plate, it is our magnetic shim, and it's also our plastic shim. I do also, if I just bring in my bag that I have my plates, as you know by now, I do like to incorporate my metal shim, and that just gives that embossing that wee bit extra oomph. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to, so base cut and plate, then we've got our folder with our cardstock, and then I always just like to pop our metal shim, plastic shim, and then our metal shim. So that's just going to go through. Of course, you could have the plastic shim on the top, whatever's easiest. Just always remember, never have your magnetic shim on the top, because obviously that's a magnetic going through the rollers of the machine. That's not what you want to see. So moving that out the way, let's bring this in so that you can see straight away. Look at that, just onto white card. If you've got any of our spray and sparkle, anything over the top like that, that would look just awesome. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in.
Craig, do you want a little sneaky peek?
Yeah.
Can I give you a bit of an insider scoop? If you're in the UK, we've got it's our customer appreciation event coming up, and we've got a double cartload coming your way on Thursday. There is a spray and sparkle bundle available to UK crafters in that cartload show. I've said too much, Craig. Quick, carry on.
Even I didn't know about that one. When's that? Thursday.
Mark your diaries now.
Oh, I'm working from home all Thursday, so I'll be able to catch up with that.
Fantastic.
I'll be able to watch it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over just with a bit of the blue. So again, it's the Oasis blue. So I'm just going to, and I'm just very lightly, just with the blending tool. You can, of course, with the blending tools, use the handles. You will find many of us just actually hold on to the base, whatever you find easiest or easier. So I'm just going to go all the way around, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also just kind of start to blend within the middle. Once again, let's just bring in a bit, oh, this is the one that I had my embossing powder. Let's just take some of that extra. If in doubt, just wipe it on your clothes. It's going in the wash anyway. So let's just take some of that off, and I just don't want to get any of my fingerprints on. So let's just add this one on, and we're just going to go around. So I'm just kind of just wanting to give a base coating to that, and then I'm going to give that base one, and then we're just going to go around the edges and picking that up just with a bit of a deeper blue, like this one. Now it could use different shades of blue. You could use different shades. You know, we're using the blue and the purple. Why not incorporate some of the gilding wax, which actually we're going to do just shortly. So let's just go around the edges just there, and then picking up some more of that detail. You can, of course, I'm going over just a bit heavy-handed here with the blue on top of the sentiments. You can, of course, keep going on and adding more and more. You can go as little or as intense as you want with their water reactive ink pads. So there we go. Let's just leave it like that one. So even just with the blue on its own, now obviously that is the Oasis. I could have then come along with a deeper blue, but I'm going to go on with the deeper purple, which is the Damson Wine. So let's just pick some of this colour up as well. And then again, I'm just going to just over the top. And I'm just kind of doing what I was doing with the blue. However, I'm not going to go all the way into the centre. I'm just going to add some of that colour all the way around. The one thing I absolutely love about embossing folders, and the one thing as well, many things, Debbie Robinson is just a huge lover of embossing folders. And it's like what she says, which is true. You know, you can just run them through the cardstock, leave them as it is, like you've seen when we've done the white, or then you can start to incorporate your inks that we've done. Why not start to bring in any of your mixed media pastes, any of your sparkles, any of your shimmers? You can then start to cut into them, you could cut out of them. There's so many different things that you can do when it comes to embossing folders. It really is one of those, it's kind of like an unsung hero, is that really is the embossing folder. If you need to make a very, very quick but good looking card, you go to your embossing folders. So there we go. I'm just going to finish with that one. Let's just go back just with a bit of the blue, and again just over the top.
There's a fabulous sample somewhere, Craig. I don't know if you've got it over there, but it's with this, it's either this one or the other one, and it's been done with our metallic ink pads. Have you seen it? And it's like almost, it's almost like metal. I can't describe it. It just has the most incredible shine on it.
Yeah. Is it not something similar to what you've got on your boards?
Oh yes, I think it is actually.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's kind of more blue. I think it might have been done with the. I think it might have been done with the metallic ink pads. That is beautiful.
If you look at what Joe's got, I'll nip behind me. See if I can find what Joe is on about.
It might be the Merry and Bright, Craig, or it might be. Or it might be the Deck the Halls. I mean, they are amazing. They're almost enamelled. Is that one just there? Right. Maybe it's gone down to Create and Craft. Yes, that's the one. Craig's got it. Craig's got it. Isn't it gorgeous?
Actually, this is actually incorporating a couple of the techniques we've just done. So it's actually an easel card. But that background there, so what I done earlier on with that original demo, let's bring it back in. So that one that I done earlier on with that one on the background, and then I start to splatter some water onto the top. That's what's been done with that one. Then yeah, we've gone over the top and we've picked out all of that detail. Look at that. How incredible does that look? So yeah, if you've got any of your metallic ink pads, if you've got your Spectrum Noir metallic pens, you absolutely could be doing that one as well. But what I'm away to do is if I bring back in my Deck the Halls, then I'm going to go in with my King Gold. Sometimes blues, purples, lilacs, you think of silver. Of course you can use silver, but don't forget, mix up the colours. Have a look and see, because you're going to see how gold actually works really well as well with these colours. So I'm just picking up, let me just go a bit further in just so you can see. I'm just picking some of that up onto my finger, and I'm just really getting rid of a lot of that excess, and then just lightly, I'm just going to go over the letters. You can go over the stars, you can go over the baubles, the bunting along the top, but I'm just going to pick out the letters just here. So let's just run our finger over the top.
We've actually got a great deal on the gilding waxes today as well, Craig. 25% off for you. So they're down from $11.99 in the UK to $8.99, down from $16.99 in the US to $12.74, which is brilliant. And we've got 4 different ones available. There is King Gold, Antique Gold, Gold and Silver for you.
These are one of those products that you really do need to have in your collection. So many people do say as well, when it comes to the gilding wax, one of the first things that they bought because of the things that you can do with it. And even just something as little and subtle like I'm doing, going over the sentiment, how it adds just that wee bit of extra like wow factor. You know, yep, you could go over with some colour, maybe a deeper blue, a deeper purple, but just by going over with that kind of metallic, it just looks awesome. And of course, we do have like a silver as well as an antique gold, but then if I bring that one in, and then if I just kind of start to tip it forward, and you're going, look at that. Now,
really
look at that. Now I can, if you want, you can go really heavy-handed with that gilding wax and really make it pop and stand out, but we're just going to leave it as it is. Then what I'm going to do is let's just bring some mats and layers as well as a concept card that I've already done beforehand. So I've taken 2 bits of cardstock, which are 10.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches. So I've got 2 of them, and on both of them, what I've done is I've scored in 3/4 of an inch, and then again 3/4 of an inch on both sides. And then we've started to create that shape that you can see there. I've done that once again, but then I've just used one of my nesting dies to create an aperture, and then we're going to get that effect. So if I turn it that way, you can see, and that's the effect that you're going to get just there. So then what I'm going to do is bringing in just a bit of gold. This is from our gold rate. I don't think we've got the luxury on the show, but I know we've got many of it on the website. However, use some of your Centura Pearl. That would look good as well. It doesn't have to be metallic. If you've got any of the pastels, then you could be using them as well. You can have a good play with the colours that you use.
Wonderful. There's lots of cardstocks available for you. We do have some A3s available as well. I'll show you those in just a second. But very busy for all of the cardstocks. The Centura Pearls, they're available on the 10 sheet individual colour packs for you. 4 of them for £10 or $14, which is that great deal that you all wait for, which is fantastic. So grab those whilst we've got them there. So how many foam pads, Craig?
We've got 6, 7, 8 on this one. 8 on that one to go. What I'm just going to do is just lightly, I'm just going to place that on. I'm not going to press it down just yet because I just want to make sure I'm kind of going to get that just into roughly the right angle, which, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm just going to do then is just press and commit. And then I've just got some red liner tape on the back. Again, something like this, I would still class it as a bit of construction. So either red liner tape, or to be the best, is going to be your white tacky glue, which is in that bundle as well. So what I'm just going to do is just line that one up. So in case you wonder about the 2 glues, your Collal All-Purpose, which is Leanne's favourite glue, that's, as she says, the best in the world. You could use that for your mats and layers. So where I use double-sided tape, you could use your all-purpose glue. And then when it comes to your tacky glue, absolutely, you can use it for your mats and layers, but I tend to use that for anything construction-wise, because then that means that the glue, your white glue, tacky glue, will then actually what's the word? My mind's gone blank there. Dries into the fibre of the cardstock, and
Wonderful.
then you know that it's going to be nice and secure. So I've just taken some foliage dies. This is just from, I think this is from one of Sarah's signature collection. I think it's a past Christmas one. But we do have many updated collections that have got some different foliage in that within them. And then what we can just do is let's take a lilac bow. Again, let's just pop that one just into the middle. There we go. We've gone from craft with a bit of gold, but then we've popped purple and lilac within there, or purple and lilac, purple and blue, but it gives you a lilac look. So there we go again. There we are. Minutes still, we'll go flat for the post, but a bit of dimension for you.
Wonderful, really love that. Very, very effective technique there that you're going to be able to use on those. Very busy across all of them. Do you want me just to whip you through the different options that you've got there? So the ones that Craig was using just there is this one here. So it's the 2 sentiment ones for you. In there, you're going to receive Deck the Halls, which is that one there. These are this year's designs as well, and you've got Merry and Bright there for you as well. Then I've got this other 4-piece collection for you too, which is this one here. Now, if you want to grab this one, which is your rustic wreath, it is the only way to get this is in this collection. This is again one of this year's releases of our festive embossing folders, but we are getting very, very low, so we don't actually have that available individually. The other 3 available are available individually. However, you're saving 20% when you get them together in the collection. This is the ornate Christmas tree. You've then got the snowflakes, which is usually very, very busy as well individually, and you've got that poinsettia. But as I said, if you want the wreath, then you've got that one just there as well, which is fantastic. Right, I need to let you know about the cardstock. Now, I know a lot of you guys go absolutely bonkers when we bring you the A3 cardstock. Well, we don't have much of it, but I can tell you over on the website, we have got some of the A3. 4 for £30 or $42. Limited stock on these. So I'm right in saying you've got the pastel available. You also have the hint of gold, Snow White, and the hint of silver, Snow White as well. They are the 3 options. There's other stuff there for you as well. There's luxury cards box. The pastels is limited stock of the 3. Little bit more stock of the hint of gold and hint of silver there for you as well. But if you want them, you'll need to be very, very quick for them. Sarah was talking about adhesive sheets in our earlier show, and we actually have some of those for you available on the show. Not very often we get these in stock. As soon as they come in, they sell out again. $5.99 or $9.99 on those. These are limited stock as well. If they're in your basket, think about checking them out. These are just fantastic for those really intricate dies. You want them to become self-adhesive. These will do that for you, which is fantastic. So very, very busy on those ones there as well. Right, loads of you commenting away. How are we doing on that accordion die? Very, very busy. Of those. Less than 50 now to go round of the accordion die. I do think it's probably going to sell out in this show. If not in the show, then just after. It is very, very busy. Did we have another picture in for this as well? Do you want to share that? Who sent this in? This has been sent in by Jesus sent this in. It says, happy birthday, Manong Jake, is who that is too. And there you've got really, really beautiful. It's got the really lovely vintage old pictures in there as well. Really, really gorgeous, really beautiful. And another great way of displaying these, rather than having like scrapbooks or albums with your pictures in, imagine having these that sort of open out and then close back together. If you want to get it, it's £20 or $27. Thank you for sending that in to us. I'm going to say it's Jezusa, I reckon, there. Let me know. I mean, I am really well known for butchering people's names, so if I do, I apologise. So £20, half price deal. There's less than 50 now though of those to go around, which is fantastic. Right, I know that Craig have you got more to show us of the embossing folders, Craig?
I do indeed, yes we do. And then just quickly as well, with that one we just seen on the video, could you imagine if you make a wee box and then what you could do is you could attach it to the base of the box, open the lid, pull it out, then you can pop it back in, pop the lid on, you've got a nice wee gift as well. So, another way of doing it as well. I love that one. Right, so what we're going to do is let's bring in the rustic wreath. So I've got some watercolour card here. These folders, there's obviously are 3D, they're 6x6, but my bit of watercolour card is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just making sure, so we've got the emboss side there and deboss. Emboss side as well has always got the Gemini logo that you can see there. So let's just place that one in. So I've got my base cut and plate, then I've got my magnetic shim, I've got my metal shim, and then my plastic shim. That's then just going to go through. So what I'm then just going to do is I've just got a wee bit of water. I've got a couple of sparkle pens, which is red berry, you know, Santa would have a red belly, and we've got garden green as well. So what we can do is let's move that one out the way.
Stacey, you're not Stacey, you're Craig. Stacey's the one that's asked the question.
last time I looked, I was definitely Craig. I wasn't a Stacey.
Oh, what am I like? Right, Stacey has asked, Craig, you call it smooth cardstock. Which cardstock specifically are you referring to? Is it our stamping card or
Yes.
stamping card?
Yes.
Wonderful, cool.
Yes.
Yes, so that's what it is, Stacey. It's the stamping card. Awesome.
But yeah, if you want to do any of your techniques of that, use the stamping card as well as stamping onto. If you want to really do some nice detailed colour in that, then if you stamp onto the Nina and then colour with that with tri-blend pens or classics, anything like that.
Fantastic.
So then what I'm just going to do is just over the top, just with some water, we're just going to go right over the top, just give that bit of a good coating. Then what I'm just going to do is I've taken the red berry and then I'm just I'm pressing at the same time. If I move that up there for you to see. So I'm just going to press and I'm just going to get some of that to just flow. And then just randomly, I'm just going to dot that on as well. Let's do the green now. So let's just take the green as well. So I'm just going to lightly press, lightly he says. And then don't worry, if it starts to dry out, don't worry. You can in between layers go on top with another bit of water, or what we can do is if I bring in my spritz bottle again, so this is just water, and then I'm just going to spritz all that water. So I've obviously used real intense colours. So then what you could do is of course let it air dry or use a heat tool. I'm then going to go over the top and I want to pick up some of that excess. Now of course, yeah, it's going to pick up some of that ink which we want. You could actually, if I've got watercolour card, okay, I've got our smooth stamping card, let's just use this. I could start to pick some of that up with my cardstock and then you can start to create your own backgrounds in that as well. You could be doing that one, but then let's just pick up some of that excess ink. I'm just going to quickly go over the top just with our heat tool, because then what we're going to do once again is if we bring in some of the gilding wax, then we can pick out that detail, because at the moment it kind of just sinks in, although you can start to see the detail because the two colours are kind of merging together. So let's just bring in the heat tool, which I had all set up. Here we go, at the side of me. We'll just start to heat up. So of course, if you, as myself and Joe worked out a couple of weeks ago, if we use a heat tool to dry it, it will start to curl up at the edges.
Do you know what the technical name is for that? Cockle.
Cockle?
Where it warps, that's what it's called, that's a technical term.
Oh, okay.
There you go, random fact for the day, useless information. What was my useless fact for this morning as well? I can't remember. It was obviously that useless I've forgotten it.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to find out.
What's your best random fact, Craig?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, have you got some good random facts? Let us know in the comments. I'm desperately trying to remember what mine was from this morning. That was it. It was about Brussels sprouts, wasn't it? Because we were doing our Christmas collection. Brussels sprouts have been bred in recent years to be more sweeter. That's why more people enjoy them. They're less bitter than they used to be, Craig. There you go. Top fact, bit of useless information you'll never need there.
Although, as much as I don't like them, you have to have at least one on your Christmas dinner.
Yeah. I used to get paid 20 pence per Brussels sprout by my uncle John.
Did you?
If I went round for Sunday lunch, he had paid me 20 pence a Brussels sprout. I'd always get at least £1.60. I hated them.
I know, I'm not a big fan either, but you do kind of have to, don't you? I'm just leaning back. Let's take some antique for this one. Oh no, let's go for Renaissance Gold. Let's go for that one. So once again, all that I'm just doing, just making sure I'm nice and dry there. So, I would leave that a bit longer, but it's enough for me to go over the top with my gilding wax. Then once again, I'm just going to go over the top. So this could absolutely be any of your pattern papers that you've got. You could start to emboss any from your Nativity 12 by 12 paper pad. Maybe you've got some that are not even Christmas related. If you got the staycation collection with that paper pad, you could use that. However, if you do like to create your own backgrounds with your inks or your pots or any other medium, then do that. Then come along with your Renaissance Gold or any of your other gilding wax, picking out that detail. And it's certainly a very stylish, depending on which colours that you use. because you could do this style with any of the other ones. Maybe like the snowflakes, you might want to do some blues and teals, or I'm trying to think the other ones, maybe the ones that we've done with the sentiments. You could go all out with some of your different colours as well. Just have a look, have a play, see what you've got within your stash. But if I just leave it with that one there, but again, what you could then do is you can go more heavy-handed if you want, but we just want to start to pick out that detail. I'll tell you what, let's go right down to that bow, just down at the bottom, and let's start to add some more. And then all that I'll just quickly do, we'll add this onto a background so that you can see. So then there we go. And then let's take that one off. Let's just use our tape runner for speed. And I've got a bit of craft card. It says as that sticks up. I've got a bit of craft card as well as some red luxury card. That, in case you wonder, that's happened because the card's still damp. Make sure if you're adding your adhesive, it is fully dry, otherwise you're going to peel the fibres, but we can fix it. So there we go, let's add that one on. No detail, I'm not even adding a sentiment. You don't always have to add sentiments. Sometimes it's nice just to have an image. So let's peel that off, and that off. And I've got some red satin card. No, it's not, it's mirror card. So we're just going to pop that one on. Nice slight border. And then I've got a card blank. I know I've got tape there, but let's just use our double-sided tape. Card blank over the top, right way. And then there we go. Very, very different when it comes to your colours, but it shows you a technique that you could use using either your sparkle pens or your pots, anything that you've got that you could be using. There we go.
Look, it's absolutely beautiful. And remember, if you want to grab that, it is only available in that 4-piece collection. Just recap that one for you. So you've got the Christmas wreath there, the rustic wreath, sorry, which is one that Craig has done. We then also have the ornate Christmas tree, which is this one here. You've got the snowflake there. And finally, you've got that beautiful poinsettia there as well. $22 or £31 if you want to get hold of them. You can, of course, use your Club Inspired discount with these, and pretty much, well, actually, I'm going to say it, everything that we bring you here at Crafters TV. If you're new to us and you're not wholly familiar with Club Inspire, here's Sarah to take you through all the details.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
All the details there, of course, of Club Inspire. We're having some really fabulous random facts shared here in the studio. Can't see any in the comments just yet, though. Lots of you talking about what you're getting. Lots of you excited as well about all of the stuff that you got in the warehouse sale yesterday. Right, I want to remind you again of the accordion die. We've had so many lovely pictures being sent in of what you guys have been making with this. Remember, this is the last of it, this. We did an oval one a little while back, myself and Sarah, and it sold out really, really quickly. This is going exactly the same way, and once this is gone, I don't think you'll be seeing this back here on Crafters TV. It is a half price deal as well, so £20 or $27 to get it, and it makes these most wonderful concept cards. This one was sent in here by Debbie Holiday, sent us this one in. Looks absolutely beautiful. Used all of the decorative detail on there as well to make something beautiful. She also did this glorious 21st birthday card as well. That was with the oval one that we had previously on the show. Jean sent us in this one here. It's beautiful with ivory cardstock and all that lovely gold, and she's used some of the decoupage, floral decoupage in there as well. And then we finally had this one in here as well, which is gorgeous with all of those lovely black and white photos that have been used there as well. If you want to make your projects just as that, then definitely grab hold of it and get it in your basket, because once it's gone, and there is not an awful lot of that left, by the way. Right, I just want to recap some of the busiest items in the show that you've seen so far. These are those buddy bags that are your Monday mega deal. Now, the thing is with these, if we have enough stock, the deal will last for 24 hours. I don't think we do have enough stock because it is very, very busy on these. 22.36 or 32.76 if you want to get hold of those. I think over half the stock's gone there, so very, very busy on those. We've also got the 6x6 paper handler combo here. So you get the paper handler. Now, the paper handler is great because it's basically a storage container, but then those handles pop down and pop up, so if you want to move it around you can do so really easily. You've got all those tab dividers in there as well. We've got the Spectrum Light Harmony water reactive ink pads for you. A really great 16-piece collection here. £63 or $88 if you want to get those. Saving $16.84 in the UK, saving $23.20 if you're in the US. Got a great adhesive bundle for you as well. It includes the Collall All-Purpose, the Collall Tacky Glue, the fine tip glue applicators, and also the low tack tape within there as well. £12 or $21 if you want to go for those. Now, I know Craig really wants to share more ideas and inspiration with the stencils and stamps with you, so I'm just going to quickly run you through what you've got. Details on your screen there, £42 or $55 to get the lot, which is the best way to get the best value. They are all available individually and on a multi-buy as well. So you've got Make-A-Wish, which is this one here. You've also then got Life is a Journey, which is great for all those travelling scrapbook pages. Makes wonderful tags, that one. All of these would make great tags, actually. This one here is your It's Time, great for those steampunk projects that you might have there. Then this one is Back to Nature. I love those leaf elements from the stencil. This is your Life Happens, got the cogs and the wall there as well. Nearly did a whoopsie there, didn't I? You've got this one just here, which is your Write Your Own Story. You've got those lovely sploshy, squidgy backgrounds there, which I love. This one is your Happiness Blooms with the florals and the lattice. And then finally, this one here is Music and Lyrics. Music and Lyrics, I think, was very close to being in the lead as your absolute favourite. So if you want to get them individually, they are priced individually as well for you. You can get them individually and you can get them as part of a multi-buy as well. So if you get them individually, they're $6.99 or $8.95, or you can get them on two for £12 or $15 there if you want to as well. You get them in the large collection, you're saving 25%, which is fantastic. These are really, really busy, Craig. And am I right in thinking it's not normally you'll see stencils and stamps together? It feels like an odd combo, but it works really well with these.
That was just about a big whoopsie, never mind a little whoopsie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not something that you see very often, whereas you have the stamps and the stencils. Now, don't forget as well, you don't have to use them together. If you want to use the stencils on their own, you can do. If you want to use the stamps on their own, you can do. But they've been designed by a product development team so that they actually just work beautifully together. But in saying that, you can take the stamp set from one of the actual packs, use the stencils with the other one, and then pull them all together. So what we're going to do is, for this one, we are going to use, where's my packaging? We're going to use the Life's a Journey one. So think of all the different occasions that would work for. So obviously you've got some of your countries down the side there. You've got a few extra textures that you can be using. And funny enough, Joe's saying tag, and he likes a tag. We are going to create a tag shape card, although it could actually be a tag. And I seem to be very much, this was unintentional, but I seem to be very much in the Oasis blue kind of theme today. So what we're going to do is let's go over our white smooth stamping card. We're going to go over the blue. So this is kind of going to act as though as if it's like the sea, if you're going to be looking and building upon the tag. So let's just go over the top. So I'm just going to add that on. You can tell I've still got some ink from the last one. I've picked some of that up, but it's not going to matter because we are going to be covering it with some other layers of ink. So let's just go over the top. Again, let's just bring in just a piece of cardstock, just so that we don't get some fingerprints. However, in saying that, if you did, it wouldn't really matter because it could add to the effect, the look, the texture of whatever it is that you are creating. Obviously, this is a tag, it's the world, it's the sea, it's the countries. Do you know what I mean? You can get different effects that would look quite smart. So then let's just finish this one off. This one would, I think, would work well with any of your texture pastes. You know, so you're getting that texture, you're getting that feel to it as if it's, you know, the ground or the mountains or anything like that. So we've now got the base, which is the Oasis blue. So let's bring in our stencil. So on this one, you know, really you've got 3 different specific styles. You've got a nice actual stitch effect along the bottom there. You've got, obviously, I actually really don't know what I would class that one as. What maybe you would call that, but maybe just add a bit of texture, and then we've got the countries there. So let's go still with water reactive. We're using the grasshopper, and then I'm just going to kind of roughly cover up this tag, and then you can blend, but I am just going to kind of dab because I don't want the seamless green blended effect that you would get with the water reactive. I just want to kind of have that texture look, but without any dimensional texture to it. So let's just pick some of that up. We're going into the corners as well. So we're just going to leave it with that one. We can go a bit deeper in colours in some areas if you want. So if we then leave it like that one. So straight away, look how effective that is. And we've done very little to that. So then what we can do is let's then move across to sandstorm, but we're still going to keep with water reactive. What we're ready to do is stamp. So you can, if you've got the quick dry, use the quick dry, but we're just going to keep on top with the water reactive. So we've got a nice selection of different stamps within this one here. You've got the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, or you've got Bon Voyage. Then you've also got life is a journey, enjoy it. You've got a compass as well. So let's just bring in the compass. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Then let's just use the other side of the blue. I'm going to pick up some of this sandstorm and I'm just going to blend round the edges as well. Look at that, I've got a right bit of sparkly red on my finger. So then let's just pick up that colour just round the edges, and then what we're going to do is just randomly stamp with the compass using the same colour. So let's just finish off with that one. Nothing stopping you going on for deeper blues or deeper greens if you want. So bringing in our stamping mat and then bringing in our platform. But again, sandstorm, we're just going to give that a good coverage, and then what we're going to do is just randomly, I'm just going to stamp. So we're just randomly going over the top. It's really effective. Beautiful. What you could do would look quite effective as well is water reactive ink pads will still also attract your embossing powders. So what you could do, if you were to actually pour some embossing powder on top of the compass at the moment, the layers underneath, the water reactive layers, because that's still wet, it's still going to pick up some of the actual powder from the embossing. So what to do is do your Oasis layer in the green hopper layer, leave it to dry or go over the top with a heat tool. That'll just kind of set the ink. Then come along, do what I'm doing with these, the compass, and sprinkle some embossing powder over the top, and then that will set it that way. Let's actually just let's do a secondary stamp. So that just means I've not re-inked it, I've just gone with whatever's already there, and you can kind of see that subtle look just down in the bottom, just there. So it's a nice way to, again, show some dimension without actually using any dimensional gels or pads. So what I'm then just going to do is I'm just even then, just going to just round little circles, and we're just kind of distressing them just ever so slightly, and you've still got a bit of colour on the ink pad, so that'll help too. And then we're just going to leave that layer as it is, so you can see that nicely done there. Moving all this out of the way, and then I'm going to bring in a tag. So this was just a bit of A4 cardstock, craft card. You could do this with letter size as well, and I've just chopped it down to 11.5 inches, and then I have folded pretty much, well, halfway, which is just over the 5.5. So then what I'm just going to do now is bringing in a black layer. I'm going to pop this one over the top. Let's use our tape runner for this one. I'm just going to go around the edges. Then what we've got is some white card, stamping card. I'm going to stamp the sentiment. So there's that one, and then I had my pokey tool just here. So we're going to take the backing off. Now for this one, I'm just going to keep all on the one layer, one dimensional, because with the sentiment, we will add a wee bit of height to that one.
And saying this would make, if you laminated these, Craig, makes really lovely luggage tags maybe.
That's a cracking idea,
great
isn't
idea.
it? I love that one. That'd be really, you should do that, Joe, for any of upcoming trips that you are going to have. That would be a good one.
No upcoming trips after yesterday, Craig. Bit of a sore subject.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were allowed to travel. We were allowed to travel to Spain, weren't we? Until
Genuinely
yesterday.
never thought of that until you
until
said
yesterday
that,
when the
right
government decided that we couldn't travel to Spain. So I mean, I was meant to go to Barcelona in a couple of weeks. My producer Laura was meant to go into Palma about the same sort of time, I think. So yeah, no travelling to Spain for any of us for a little while, Craig, unfortunately. But I'm sure I'll
funny,
find
I was
another
thinking
one.
about my mum and our friends. They're meant to be going in a couple of weeks as well to Spain. And,
Really?
Yeah, I've avoided doing the text or WhatsApp to mum because I'm wondering what they're going to be saying. So anyway, apologies, Joe, I didn't think of that at the time. And Laura and everyone else.
I'm sure there'll be many trips soon, Craig.
So I've just taken some white smooth cardstock, and I've taken the sentiment and I've just stamped that one over the top, still with sandstorm. And all that I've done as well, just a moment ago, is I just used the craft card and stamped the compass using the same colour. Now I actually need to add just a wee bit extra pressure. I've already put my tape, so let's just use it as it is. So then, popping our tape on. So,
do you want a top random fact?
Yeah,
Laura's
go for
just
it.
given me the most random one ever. The Hawaiian pizza wasn't created in Hawaii. It was created by a Greek man, Craig.
Really?
Yeah. There you go. I'm not sure when you'll ever use that. That is the real definition of a useless fact, isn't it?
I'm sure many people would find that interesting. You know, I do like interesting random facts. Sometimes it's interesting to know. I like these ones, you know, where, you know, when you've got sayings, do you know something? I'm the worst to actually think of sayings offhand, but I'm always interested as to where they've come from. And that's right, yeah, I do. I remember hearing that one before. Yeah.
Oh, I need to share with you what Laura said now, don't I? Laura just said Ring a Ring of Roses comes from the plague. I'm like, oh gosh.
It does though, I remember reading that. But that sort of thing, I find it interesting, any sense that we maybe say on a day-to-day life as to where they've come from. So what I've just done is I've stamped that sentiment. Now can you see, I'm actually leaving it as it is. So you can see there, you can still just read it, but I've underpressed slightly, but I'm going to leave it as it is because it adds to that effect. Then what I'm just going to do is let's even just bring, now we can do what I'm away to do because we're on a black card, so you're not going to see it. So let's just go around the edge just with a wee bit more of the sandstorm. So we're just going to just go around the edges just slightly. If you've got one of our wee distressing tools, or you know, you could use it with scissors, just be careful, but you could go around the edges and start to scratch all the edges. That would look quite smart. Then all that I'm going to do, take the foam pads off. The other wee tip for you here, I don't have my tacky glue to hand. This still technically, although it doesn't feel like it, this is still technically going to be a wee bit wet because it's our water reactive ink pad. So the chances are any foam pads may just drop off, or your double-sided tape. So what to do is just add just a wee bit of wet glue. Could be your all-purpose.
I didn't know you could double adhesive on your foam pads.
What that does as well is if you like your foam pads but are always a bit unsure about moving it, that gives you a bit of manoeuvrability,
right?
Because you've got obviously that wet glue underneath. So if I place that on like that, so the foam pad surroundings will grab it, but then what I'll do is that wet glue will dry into the foam and into the card, and that's going to be secure once it's fully dried.
Wonderful.
So then finishing off, let's just take this one that I've just, not that long, stamped and just freehand cut out. Let's take just a foam pad. We're just going to pop that one, just maybe, so where's the north is there. So we can pop that to the top. And then I've just taken some twine. So if you got any twine from way back Sarah's nautical collection, or you might just have some twine in your collection, we're just going to pop that to the side just there. I'm going to finish that one off. And then that's just using the layers from your stencils as well as the stamps, combining them, and then it makes a nice wee tag. So yeah, we've made it into a card. However, you could chop down the middle and it could actually be a tag.
Really fantastic. Great demonstration there, Craig. Very busy on those. Let me just whip you through the different options that you've got. What one's in the lead at the moment? Is it still the music and lyrics that's in the lead at the moment? It isn't. Let me show you that one first, actually. Then. So the music and lyrics, which is this one just here, in the lead at the moment, which is fantastic. That one's great because it's really quite versatile. It's great for more masculine themes of cards as well. This one is Make a Wish. Now, this is your second favourite with the dandelion clocks that you've got on there. I think that this stencil is really versatile as well. If you want to spritz through there, someone's done a bit of pasting through there as well. It looks beautiful. It almost looks like bubble wrap when it's got a bit of pasting through it. I really love that. This one here, this is your Life is a Journey. That's the one you've just seen Craig demonstrate. Really great for travel scrapbooks, which I know so many of you love making. This one here is your It's Time. This is going to be brilliant for steampunking and all those ethereal themes of cards. I also love this kind of mesh that you've got there on the stencil. This one is your Back to Nature. You've got the leaves there, very autumnal, that one. And then this one is your Life Happens, which is always very busy with those cogs that you've got on there. And this one is Write Your Own Story as well, with the alphabets, those splodgy backgrounds in there too. And then that one is your Happiness Blooms with the floral themes and the lattice. And then back round again, of course, to your music and lyrics, which is the most popular. £42 or $55 if you want to get them individually. However, if you want to get them as a whole collection, if you get them individually, they're $6.99 or $8.95, or you can get any two of them for £12 or $15. So loads of different ways for you to get your hands on those, which is fantastic. Right, I need to give you another update. So it gets busier and busier on the accordion. There isn't much left though now, I'm afraid. Over 3/4 of the accordion die stock has now sold out and gone. If you want it, we are moving towards it being your last call on this, and it really is the last of the stock as well. We don't think we're going to be able to get this one back in stock afterwards. We brought you the oval one, we cleared that out, it's sold out in the show. This one going exactly the same way as well. If it's in your basket, please think about checking that out. £20 or $27 if you want to get your hands on that one, saving $19.99 or $26.99. Right, back to Craig. What do you want to show us next, Craig?
Right, we're going to stick with the stamping stencils. We're going to use Happiness Blooms for this one just here. And again, let me just open this one here because I'm using our set from In the Craft Room. So let's just open that one up. And then we're going to start to do a bit of blending again. We're going to incorporate the stamps as well as the stencils. It just goes to show how they work well together. So what we're going to do is let's move that one to the side, that one to the side. And so a lot of these were all the demos that I've been doing is using the white cardstock. But again, don't forget that you can, of course, actually do your techniques on a craft card. Obviously, depending on the colours that you use, it's going to look quite different. So think of the different cardstocks that you can't be using. So let's go into another blue. We're going to go into baby blue and we're going to go into damson wine. So we're going to bring in that blue one. Have I got another? Yeah, I've got another purple one here. So
I just need to let you know there's adhesive sheets, Craig. Single figures now remaining on those. If they're in your basket, then you need to get those checked out or you will miss out on the adhesive sheets. So be quick for those.
Okay, and they are so handy. You've seen, Sarah using them, us using them as well. If you've got any of your die cut parts, pop it onto the back first, then die cut, and then that just means you don't have to worry about any sprays or your dotty tape runner. I know we don't want Brenda to be redundant, but it really does help to have those double-sided adhesive sheets. Yeah, I know, and I believe when I came in today, I was told and I was introduced to the new Brenda. Brenda's been upgraded. Although we've still got old Brenda just to the side. So what I've just done is I've taken the baby blue and we're just going to come along just roughly about halfway. So actually I don't need the card at the moment because I've got no ink there. So I'm just starting to add some colour, and then again let's go around the edges, just making it a bit deeper. So let's go all the way around and see how with ease, now although we're just using the one colour, but I'm not getting any patchiness at all. That's obviously with the quality of the ink pads as well as the blending tools. So then let's go round to the damson wine. So let's just blend the other half, and this time I'm using just a bit of card or kitchen roll, kitchen paper, anything like that. So then we're just going to go over the top, and I'm just going to blend these ones in. So if I do this half first, and then all that I'm just going to do is just keep going on just with the purple or the damson wine, and I'm just going to go over the space part. And then what I'm going to do is come back with the lightest tone, which was the baby blue. So come back with that one, and then just kind of within the middle, I'm just going to blend over the top. So although these are completely different shades, you've got a real light and you've got a real deep tone, you'll be able to see how you can still blend them in together. So you're getting a different tone when it comes to the middle. So if I show you that, just look at that, it's absolutely gorgeous. And although that's smooth cardstock, you could still come along with your spritzing tool and add some water and do a bit of water techniques. However, it is best to do it with your watercolour card. But you know, if you've only got smooth stamping card, give it a shot. You'll still get a nice effect. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to bring in our stencils. You can see within that one, we've got the nice, it's kind of like a border lattice effect. And then look at this flourish all the way along that side. Two substantial sizes. So again, the stencils are 6x6 and it's full. So what we can do is we're going to keep that one that we've just done. Let's bring in the parakeet, and I'm just going to use the same blue one because it's along the lines of the blue tones. So then let's go for, actually I'm just trying to think. Let's actually, we'll go back to the parakeet in a minute. Let's bring in the baby blue, and we're going to, let's take some of that excess off because I put parakeet on. So let's go into the baby blue, and I'm going to go over the whole lot just with this one here. So we're going to go over with the lattice effect. Now you might think, well, is you really going to see much of a difference? You will be surprised actually how much actually stands out when you're going over with the lighter tone. So let's just do one half, and then I'll show you what this looks like. So if I remove that, now look at that, straight away. So although we've gone back over the top with the lighter tone, which is the baby blue, you can still see it even coming down into the damson wine. So then what I'm going to do is let's go onto the other side, and you can match it up so it's bang on. I'm not going to, I'm going to do it just so it kind of overlaps slightly. So then we're going to go back into the right one, Craig. We're going to go into the baby blue again, and then what I'm just going to do is hold that there. You can use your temp adhesive sprays that we've got, but I do just tend to use my hands. But with something like this, if the stencil moves, if you get a sharp line of ink or that, it's very, very forgiving because it's a very mixed media style when it comes to using these stamps and inks. And in a way, that's exactly what you're doing. You're mixing different medias together. So that's what you're doing when it comes to mixed media. So let's move them out the way and straight away so you can see that background just there. So now we can come along with the stencil again, but we're going to use this flourish. Now we can have it so it's vertical, horizontal, you can do all these different ways. Let's go that way. Then let's bring in the parakeet now. So then let's just pick up that colour, and then all that I'm just going to do is turn it that way just so I can easily blend. So we're just going to pick that up. So again, circular motions, you can dab if you so wish. So I'm just going to just swish my pad over the top, picking out that colour, that detail. So you could do exactly what I've just done, and then now with this flourish, what you could do is come along with your stencil paste. You could be using that, adds a bit of texture. Don't forget with texture pastes, while it's wet, come along with some glitter, maybe iridescent glitter, white glitter, silver glitter, and sprinkle that on top, and that would work really well as well. So look at that, we've got the two different.
Tacky glue with glitter in, get your own make your own sort of paste.
Of course you can, yeah. Ooh. Tacky glue, your white glue will dry clear. So yeah, I say it dries clear because you could use your tacky glue as a bit of a glossy accent. I know I covered this a couple of weeks ago. Your tacky glue, when it dries, you will get a slight haze to it. However, if you don't have glossy accent, all you've got is a tacky glue or white glue, absolutely use that instead. But yeah, mix it up. Use your own glitters if you want into your actual pot or your glass mat. Just put a wee bit of your tacky glue, add some glitters, mix it up, apply it to wherever you want, then there you go, that's you done yourself.
Fantastic, always good to know. And I know loads of you have things like pastes and drops and mousses and all a host of different things. Remember as well, there's 8 different ones for you to choose from in here, which is fantastic. Very busy on all of them there. You're really loving those water reactives today, Craig.
I am, I really am. And I purposely, because we've got them on the show, I didn't want to do the distressing and do the background using them and then say, right, we're going to use the quick dry to actually do the stamping and sentiments, because absolutely if you've got them you can do that, but it's just to show if you've only got the water reactive, you've maybe even only got a small selection, you can still stamp sentiments and that with them as well. Don't think as though you can't, and that's why for the whole lot I wanted to just use the water reactive. So for this one, I've just taken one of the sentiments, which is saying thinking of you, and again parakeet water reactive, and we have got some white smooth card. I say white smooth, it is white stamping card. So we're just going to go over to the right, because what I'm going to do as well is just die cut a couple of V's again. So then just taking that one off, and then we're starting to get that effect just there with the actual ink that you could see. And then even then, because it's still a sentiment, now I'm going to do this just at a wee bit of a distance because I don't want the colour to explode completely, but you could still go over the top just with your spritz, just so you can see I've got my spritzing tool. So just at a bit of a distance, I'm just going to just give it a bit of a spritz, just so the edges of your sentiment just start, there we go, just starts to bleed out, that you can see just there. Again, it adds to the texture, it adds to obviously that effect, that mixed media effect, without scaring you if you're not into your mixed media. So what we can do just there is, actually, do you know what, all that I would do, because I would need to dry that, is just layer it onto a bit of Centura Pearl, and like we've done earlier, is cut a V, but because that's wet, and I don't want to dab that with any kitchen roll, because that'll take the sentiment away, which I don't really want. So let's just layer it up, and then we can just finish it as what it would be. So let's just bring just a piece of, let me dry that off the bottom just there. So just going to layer this up. I've got the piece that we've just done a moment ago, which we'll also layer on top. Mats and layers, you know how much I love a good mat and layer. So bring this one in with the Centura Pearl. And all these cards that I've been doing are all either small tags, or of course they're small 5x5 or 6x6 cards. You can go all out, you can make really big cards, you can do it onto canvases if you want as well. You can do all these different things, but you can keep it nice and small. So let's just take our tape runner, and we're going to go around the edges, popping this one on. So let's go that way, just there. So then what we can do is let's just bring that back in, and just so that we can at least try and finish a wee bit, let's just dab just some of that egg, just to dry it slightly. But there we go, that was even enough, and that's fine. So let's use our tape runner.
Sonia's saying she loves the blend. Sarah's saying as well, I love watching the blending techniques. Always amazed at how beautiful the looks that come from mixing the colours together. That's that's testament, I guess, to the water reactives, isn't it, Craig?
Absolutely, it really, really is. And it just goes to show that even just a small bit of water is enough just to add that effect. However, you can go all out, you can give it a good spritz, you could give it a good wash of water, and you're still going to get some really awesome effects. So then what we're going to do is just place that one on. Let's just cut into that again just to layer it up. And then we're just going to add this to the card just to finish it off. So we've done all that layering of colour ourselves. So we'll just bulk that up just with a bit of height. Add that to the side. You could, if you wanted, finish off with some gems or that. I'm not going to. I like it the way that it is. And then there we go. We're going to leave it like that. So we've done layer upon layer using all these different mediums that are in that one pack that we've got there.
Absolutely fantastic. Looks absolutely beautiful, that, Craig. Really, really lovely demonstration. Remember, there's 8 different stencil and stamp combos for you to choose from with these. There you can see is how they're going to come packaged. This is what you're going to be able to do with them, though. Here they are. So here's your music and lyrics, which is this one just here. This is actually your favourite one at the moment, along with this one here, which is Make a Wish. So they're the 2 favourites that are in the lead at the moment. We've also then got Life is a Journey, which is that travel themed one. You have It's Time with all of the clocks there. You've got Back to Nature with all those gorgeous leaves on there. We've got Life Happens, which is this one here with the cogs and the wall. That one is your write your own story with your alphabets and your splodgy backgrounds on there. And then finally, the last one for you is Happiness Blooms with that wonderful trellisy background and the floral themes in there as well, which is fantastic. Right, Craig, do you want to whiz us through a few other ideas with these? Is that right?
Absolutely, let's go for it. Let's show you the ones that we've done live today on Monday Makers. So there's the tag that we have created. So of course we've used obviously this one just here. However, you can of course do that exactly the same, but maybe with this style of stamp and stencil. Then we've done that one right at the start as well. So they're the 3 that we've done today. But then look at all these ones. Why not bring in, like we've done earlier, embossing powders, create your shaker cards, create your concept cards as well. So most of this one has been done just using stamps. A wee bit of background, but we've just used the stamps on this one. Music and lyrics on that one as well. You can see just adding a bit of height there just by adding some pads there. Changing the colours completely. So we've gone from, I know they're the 2 different ones, however, we've got a very autumn-like when it comes to this one just here that you can see there. But then using any strips of cards, so you don't have to use the way that they are. So we've just stamped and used heat black embossing powder over the top, excess card that you may have within your stash. Gatefold cards again, we've used some actual texture paste along the bottom just there, just to add a wee bit extras to it. You can see. Then what about bigger ones as well? This sort of one would be quite, for someone that really likes their music, that would be nice in maybe a wee box frame or something onto someone's wall, just having that hanging up, but then doing your stepper cards in that as well, going really bright, depending on the colours that you use. Again, any excess waste of card that you've got, start to build your own scenes as well as using the stencils and the stamps, making them really small and diddy. This is a masking technique. We've just used some of our low tack tape all the way around. Then here on this one here, again, we've used a bit of texture paste, but also ran it through using the embossing technique with the embossing mat, using our spritz water technique as well, going all the way in with all that colour. So many different things. There's a real textured one, scrumpling up your paper and that as well. So many different ways and looks, depending on the card, depending on the colour, depending on the theme that you create when it comes to your stamps and stencils.
Absolutely beautiful. Loads of great ideas on how you're going to be able to use them there, which is fantastic. Right, I want to give you a little bit of a recap just before we finish this show. Starting off with those embossing folders. Now, if you want to get that rustic reef, which is in here, it's the only way to get hold of it would be in this bundle right here. £22 or $31 to get those. You've got the snowflake, the tree, and the poinsettia in there as well. A really beautiful festive collection there for you. The next one we've got is the Gemini 3D embossing folder duo, which is Deck the Halls and Merry and Bright. £11 or $15 if you want to get hold of those ones, saving 20% there. And there is a third one as well, some great value on one of our previous year's Christmas collections here. In that one there, you have got poinsettia wreath, you've also got festive pine, and you've got Yuletide decoration in there as well. $14.50 or $20.50 if you want to get those. The Tiffany buddy bag, 5-piece buddy bag collection. Got so sorry. Oh, there was no way. It was just, you know, like you sometimes you know it's going to happen, and then sometimes you're just talking, and then boom. I'm so sorry. How rude of me. I normally can stifle those. 5 buddy bags there for you. $22.36 or $32.76. It's a good job we're socially distancing here, Craig, isn't it? It's a good job. Now, I want to just remind you, very sorry, I don't know what came over me there. I just want to remind you there of the accordion die that we've got. Really, really super busy on that. And it creates this amazing concept that Craig shared with you, which I just think is incredible that you're able to make this beautiful die that just, it's a lot like, we agreed, it's a lot like the twist and pop die that comes with the memory books. Would make a great memory book page as well. Loads of you have been sharing though with us things that you've been making with these. Maybe you're going to use it as a happy birthday card. What a great card. Imagine sending someone a card, they look at it and think it's flat, and then they open it and then pow, it completely pops out. It's going to be amazing. This one, the next one was sent in to us by Jean, which is fantastic. It's that poinsettia, not poinsettia, sorry, decoupage, floral decoupage on there as well. These are great for pictures. If you want to use your photos in there, works really well too. Debbie sent us this one in that lovely 21st birthday. That was the oval ones that we did previously. This one is the rectangular one that we've actually got on the show here. I love how, it's very clever, Craig, how that it doesn't tear, isn't it? The cardstock, the way that it cuts it in to the top of there. I'm absolutely mesmerised by that. I think it's absolutely brilliant. £20 if you want to grab hold of that, $27, it's a half price deal. Craig, it's been a pleasure spending the last couple of hours in the craft room with you. When might we see you back here on Crafters TV?
Thank you so much. It's been good to kick off the week with you too. You're going to see me for All Day Wednesday. We've got the 2 shows on Wednesday. We've got Masterclass as well as what we've got on Creative Cravings. I know I've just said Monday and I forgot what day it was. So we've got the 2 of them as well. So you're going to see me all day on Tuesday. But of course, as always, we're going to be popping up on social media with some, let's say, some sneak peeks as to what we've got coming up later on in the week as well. And just to say as well, Masterclass on Wednesday is all about stamping and colouring as well. Something that I don't do a lot, and I cannot wait to get stuck in and to see what we can create together.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It's a really, really great week actually coming up here on Crafters TV. Massive thanks to Craig. Make sure you keep an eye on his social media for some sneaky peeks this week. Softer Side of Life will be here in the morning. I'll be here with Leanne for that, 11 a.m. here in the UK, 6 a.m. on the East Coast. And then the launch party back up tomorrow night. It's a really, really for launch party. You're going to make sure you tune in, join yourself and Leanne for that as well. And then all day I'll be back with Craig. And then it's a good week this week. So I've got Leanne all day tomorrow, Craig all day on Wednesday, and then Sarah all day on Thursday. See, it's like a daily rotation. It's going to be a fabulous week. We've got a great show coming Thursday as well, kicking off our members event, which is going to be really, really special. If you're across in the US, have a great day. If you're here in Europe, then enjoy your evening. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another full day on Crafters TV. Take care.